Okay, we are working our way into part 2. We're going to do the sides and front of her head with an amazing little money piece that's just going to pop everything else we're doing. If you've missed the first part, go back and watch it. We have cut already about 6.5, 7 inches off of her beautiful head. And instead of keeping it this like lighter caramel color, we are actually going in and creating a deep, dark, chocolatey, dark chocolate brown with just like a pop of gold money piece in the front. Now, all those pieces that we are leaving out, you're going to be so shocked because I'm not throwing a gloss or a toner over these when I get to the bowl, but I'm strategically placing my lowlights so she feels all over much more dark. Her natural color is about a level 5. We aren't deviating from that at all. I've got a level 5 at the roots from Goldwell Colorance. It is their 5N at BP, which is brown pearl. It's a really beautiful like Tahitian pearl color that is deep, dark, and chocolatey. And then through the ends, we're actually using their low light color, which is going to be a level 6 and a level 7. And no, I'm not color melting them. I'm just pulling that level 5 straight into a 6 or straight into a 7 just to get kind of that deposit of color through the ends. Now, the great thing about this is her ends are about, in some spots a level 7, some spots a level 8. There's even possibly a few spots of like a level 9 gold. The more of those that I can pull over with a 6 or 7, the more depth I can create. The other good thing is these low light formulas are already formulated to make sure that they don't go muddy or green or brown. Now, here we are at the money piece. This is such a small, she just was really specific on what she wanted. She wears her hair down the middle all the time. She wanted a fun pop so she didn't feel like she was super all over right off the bat. And then it was an easy thing that was kind of like a non-commitment. So if we didn't love it, we could go back the next time. Now, this client has actually been white platinum blonde before. She's been every color in between, so I'm never worried about playing around with her beautiful head of hair. When you guys are working with someone straight in the front of their face, you can see how I use my middle finger and I try to place it right at the top of their eyebrows. That way I'm not putting the foil directly over their head, and no, I'm not using a board. I don't love a board. I have a hard time getting a good like saturation and feel with a board. If you use a board, that's great. If you don't use a board, lock those foils in with your fingers and then fold up. Now keep in mind, I see this all the time. I see people like folding foils down over their client's vision. That's fine when you're working, but when you go to walk away from them and have them process, make sure you have kind of a plan in place to get those foils out of their face so they can enjoy their time processing. Now, I'm gonna work side to side. So we've got the vertical, like kind of diagonal back on both sides. That's gonna create a triangle with that horizontal piece. There's kind of an example of the placement that I'm doing. I've got that pink line in the front and then those 2 blue lines behind it. You're going to see me go in and take a little blue from the left, go back to the right, and then realize I need to take a little more on the left again. Now I work horizontally with lots and lots of lightener. This is the Goldwell Oxycur Platin with 20 volume. If you guys have not used this lightener, it is the cleanest that I have ever used. It just gives you the most perfect clean lift, and I like clean is the best word to describe it. Whether you're working on platinum retouches or you're working on deep dark hair that you need lightened, this is my favorite. I would not put it under the dryer. It works really well. You just got to give it time if it hasn't lifted as much. But remember, we've got root color, we've got lowlights. This is going to sit for a while. This is why we left it till the end. Now I'm folding this a little bit longer because I want to leave kind of that wiggle room to be able to flip these up and get these out of her face while she processes. Here we go back. I realized I needed a little bit more from that side. Once I work this side through, then I'm going to fold these up, and then you want to make sure you have a clip to get these out of the way. Now I'm feathering that up, working in a vertical kind of like feathering motion. I did not tease anything. I didn't do teasy lights. I just took really fine sections. Those 3 money piece sections are easy to go back. Remember, they start a couple inches off of her face, so I'm not worried about like weird spotting or lines or anything. And then I folded up that little bang fringe section just so it's out of her face. Here we are. We have it all pinned back out of the way. I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek at this little piece of hair here. It looks pretty orange there, but look how clean that lift is. And then here we are for the after. Can you believe with as much of the pieces of her hair that we left out that this is what we are left with? Deep, dark, chocolatey goodness. It's exactly what she wanted. We've got that bright money piece in the front. This is raw lift from that Oxycur Platin. If you guys ever have someone walk in and you think, oh my goodness, this is like a huge color correction. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just a root color and a bunch of lowlights with a little bit of a money piece, and you can get these results. Let me know what you guys think.